Hi, I am Francis Mariagojo from BSHM 1105. What is risk? Risk is the chance or probability that a person will be harmed or experience an adverse health effect it composed on hazard. It may also apply to situations with property or equipment loss or harmful effect on the environment. Four risks facing the hospitality industry. First, data privacy. Cybersecurity has been a big concern for a number of sectors, ranging from power and utility companies to government organizations. While those specific industries are more concerned about cyber tourism, the hospitality business is more focused on preventing data and identify theft. One is guest behavior. Guests present the fuel for any hospitality company. Without guests and travelers, these businesses could make any money. However, guests can also potentially be the biggest threats, both directly and indirectly, to profitability. Lawsuits from people who are injured or damaged to guest rooms can represent a big risk to the bottom line. The third one is staff. Staff is another critical risk. During the recession, many employees were rooted in their job because it was so difficult to find work elsewhere. As the economy provides, staff will have more options both in and outside the industry. This means hotels are at greater risk of having their key personnel poached by their competitors. The fourth one is branding. Hospitality companies rely on their brands to drive customers. Popular brands such as familiar with customers and have become trusted names in the market. The 5 steps of the risk management process. First, identify the risk. The first step is to identify the risk that the business is exposed to in its operating environment. The second one is analyze the risk. Once a risk has been identified, it needs to be analyzed. It is also important to understand the link between the risk and different factors within the organization. Step 3. Evaluate or rank the risk. Risks need to be ranked and prioritized. It is important to rank risk because it allows the organization to gain a holistic view of the risk exposure of the whole organization. Step 4. Treat the risk. Every risk needs to be eliminated or contained as much as possible. This is done by connecting with the expert of the field to which the risk belongs to. In a risk management solution, all the relevant stakeholders can be sent notification from within the system. And the last one is the monitor and review risk. These professionals must make sure that they keep a close watch on all risk factors. Under a digital environment, the risk management system monitors the entry risk framework of the organization. What is hazard? A hazard is any source of potential damage, harm, or adverse health effect on something or someone. Basically, a hazard is the potential for harm of an adverse effect. For example, to people as healthy effect, to organization as property or equipment, losses, or to the environment. What types of hazard are there? First, biological. Biological hazard or biohazard is a biological substance that poses a threat to the healthy or living organism, primarily human. That could include a sample of an microorganism, virus, or toxin that can adversely affect human health. A biohazard could also be a substance harmful to other animals. Okay, the second is the chemical hazard. It's a type of occupational hazard caused by exposure to chemical in the workplace. Exposure to chemicals in the workplace can cause acute or long-term terminal health effects. This hazard can cause physical and or health risk. Okay, the third one is ergonomic hazard, a physical condition that may pose risk of injury to the musculoskeletal system, such as the muscles or ligament of the lower back, tendons or nerves of the hands, wrist or bones surrounding the knees, resulting in the musculoskeletal disorder. Ergonomic hazard include awkward posture, static posture, large force, repetitive motion, or short interval between activities. Okay, the fourth is the physical hazard. Physical hazard is an agent, factor, or circumstance that can cause harm with contact. Physical hazard include ergonomic hazard, radiation, heat, and cold stress, vibration hazard, and noise hazard. Physical hazard are a common source of injuries in many industries. They are perhaps unavoidable in certain industries, such as construction and mining, but over time people have developed safety methods and procedures to manage the risk of physical danger in the workplace. Okay, the fifth is psychosocial. Psychosocial hazard or work stressor is any occupational hazard related to the way work is designed, organized, and managed as well as the economic and social context of work. Psychosocial hazards affect the psychosocial and physical well-being of workers, including their ability to participate in a work environment among other people. Psychosocial risks are linked to the organization of work as well as workplace violence and are recognized internationally as major challenge to occupational safety and health as well as productivity. And the last one is the safety hazard. Safety hazards are unsafe working conditions that can cause injury, illness, and death. Safety include sleeping, tripping hazard, inappropriate machine, guarding, equipment, malfunction, or breakdowns.